right. A little more housekeeping. Just a note that if you're inside of CLIPITc, you can click on the new icon. That'll bring you over to an article just listing things that have been added to CLIPITc. I think this goes back to the beginning of the year now. So that's one way to find the changes that have been made. Another note, if you're not seeing something that we've added, in particular that we've added, check and make sure that you've got permissions. Often when we release something, we'll make sure that it's got the permissions off until you guys turn them on. So just those couple of things before we get started. All right. First thing is we made a change just to the customer sales report. So now if you create a report in customer sales, you can sort on any of these columns now. So before, I think we had it limited to just sorting based on the customer number, but now you can use any of those.
Hey, Dave, are you sharing your screen?
I was thinking I was, maybe I'm not. Let me double check. There we go.
Much better.
Nice. All right. So, and again, this is under the customer reports and then sales report. And then on here, if you click any of these column headers, it will sort by that that option, or you can export to Excel and do all kinds of stuff inside of Excel. Another thing that we added was statement notes. So now if you have a particular note that you want to give a customer, have it show up on their statement or invoice, you can type it inside of here, and we'll be adding that for the conversion as well. So if you had those in CLIPItc, those will come over. Along those same lines, we added the account notes. We made this field bigger, gave it a separate edit box. It's nice and big so you guys can type more stuff in there. Just a little change of the sizing. Another thing is there's a new care of field, and that'll show on invoices ahead of the address. So let's actually pull one of those up. So if we look at this right here, we've got care of goes here. That's what I've got typed in for this customer. You can see it shows right above that address. And then statement note will show right under the address. That's pretty in line with how it was done inside of CLIPItc, I believe. Another thing that we added is just a field for a birthday in employees. So now you've got a date field here where you can store everybody's birthday. And eventually we'll create a report based on that and figure out when everybody's birthday is and do something special. Another thing that we've added is the tax field for fuel surcharge. So I think some people were running into an issue where they had non-taxable fuel surcharges in their state. So if your fuel surcharge is non-taxable, you can uncheck that and then run it. If you check taxable, it'll set it as taxable for any customers that are taxable customers. So if they're not, then they of course wouldn't get it as taxable. It would just be created as non-taxable. Another thing that we changed is we added an option inside of company info to make the budgeted man hours match actual man hours for charge per hour jobs. So if you're doing a job where you're charging the customer based on the hours, then it will go ahead and make those match when you record the job. So instead of being, 2 budgeted man hours, it took 3 hours, it'll change the budgeted man hours to 3, so that because you're charging based on hour, the budget wouldn't apply the same way. So if you want to use that, if you want that to happen, you can check that box. Another thing that we added or changed was the custom reports. Small change here, but now if you pull the job status field, then it will include the different codes for rounds. So if you're pulling a custom report with jobs, it'll include that. Taking a minute to pop up. There we go. So if I use customer and job, change this to job status, and then you'll see we've got done this year, skip this year, hold, and active. So it includes all of those statuses now. Another thing that we changed is we made the general note clickable. So now if you want to, you can click that, and then you'll see the general note right away. So you don't have to go to job notes. Gets you to the general notes in one click. Another thing that we changed was the invoice notes. We made it so that invoice notes now have more space, so they can take up more space on an invoice. Just added the made the character limit a lot bigger, so you guys can have bigger notes on there. New report for route sheets. We've got service ticket report. So that was added. If you view that, that's got the 3-section. It's a 3-section report. So if you print out tearouts, then you can create one as a customer copy, remittance, and then an office copy. This is very similar to the one that was inside of CLIPitc. So something that somebody was asking for and got that added. There's also an option along those same lines. If you're printing out route sheet invoices, you've now got the option to show logo on there. So that was added as well in this round. Another thing that we've added is a section for vendors. So starting to add some things closer to what projects offered. So now you've got a spot that has your vendor name, contact, phone number, website, email, that kind of information in case you need to contact them for reordering. And then we've also added a pattern package. So the package is kind of the container that is either an installment or charge per job, and it holds the jobs for the customer's accounts. So now that we've got pattern packages, you can create some kind of programs or ways that you typically sell to customers. So if you typically sell like a lawn service, spring cleanup, and a couple of rounds, now you can set that up and then add all of those jobs in one go to the customer. So you can also set your defaults for your installment. If you have installment set up, then in the future, we'll probably be extending this for some projects types things, like landscape project type of functionalities, and some estimates type functionalities. So make it a little bit faster to create complex construction jobs and also make it faster to generate estimates for people. So you can add jobs to your package from here and then delete them if you want to from here. Then along those same lines, we've made the materials section materials search. So let me go ahead and add this material. We've added a lot of fields right to the material, change material search. So now you get a lot more information when you're going ahead and changing a material. So if this was a Mulcho 1, ran out of that, then I can search for the other material, immediately see what the unit type is, the cost, and how it's set by default for charge material price and price per. So just get a lot more information on there, and the ability to add new right from that screen. So that's it for now. We do have a bunch of changes for mobile, but those haven't been released yet. So we'll probably be going over those on the next go around, which will be 2 weeks from now. So